industry in the Maldives has been pretty resilient over the last many years. If I were to just give you two parameters to appreciate the health of the industry, a few of the parameters, the deposit mobilization in the country, if I would take a 4-year period from 2020 until 2023 November, where the figures have been released, we have added about 16 billion rupees to the deposit in the country. On the financing side, we've nearly added about 9 billion plus of financing over the last 4 years. The NPA levels over the last decade have been pretty controlled. On the contrary, they have improved quite a bit. The provision coverage ratio has been quite good, and the regulatory capital of most of the banks are pretty resilient. Right? In the case of some of the banks, they exceed much more than the regulatory need of 12% under the Basel regime.
I mean, HDFC, we opened the first Islamic window just after the Bank of Islam, Islamic Bank came to existence. So I think there are a lot of things that they can do in terms of going towards, basically halal tourism and then sustainable energy, because the energy bills are huge. And I think the world is going to help them because even right now, ADB is looking at sustainable development, and IFC, there's a visit plan early next month. I think most of Ibthishama will be meeting them. I'm sure Mufaddal as well will be meeting them. And they wanted a briefing from me, and I was optimistic about the Maldives. And I think with that support, as long as they don't go down the road that Sri Lanka did in terms of corruption, I think they can keep their head above water.
So there are a couple of projects which is coming up. If I highlight, yes, one is the Tilamale Bridge, which has been started 2 years back, which is supposed to be completed within the coming years. And then of course, our entrance of the tourism is the airport. The airport project is supposed to be completed, so we are expecting a much larger capacity will be poured on that. Again, we have the port relocation to Tilafushi, and also there are huge projects for increasing the land mass in the Maldives, which is one of the basic necessity in this area.
One way of democratizing tourism so that money gets into the hands of the islanders, right? As Mr. Mufaddal said, it has to move away from Maldives, because most of the beauty now, Maldives is hugely polluted. I mean, as a diver, I don't like to dive around Maldives. I'd rather go to RIUNIT or Addu. Those areas are pristine, right? So the oceans are getting polluted, and obviously something has to be done about that. And then not just pollution in terms of what people put in as garbage, the diesel of the vessels that are traveling, all that is there. So the regional connectivity has to be developed. There are, almost like 2,000 islands that are out there.
And additionally, with the projects underway, it would be more greener sources, green energy, green financing, or green supplies, because it is an initiative to move away from fossil fuels to greener, and it's part of our SDGs as well. So by 2030, we need to be into more efficient vehicles, vessels, or energy efficient processes need to be implemented. So that would be something that investors should look at.